5 Dysfunctions and Team Lifecycle, the leadership team of Sim Inc. by Marilyn España. In this video, we're going to wrap up, in conclusion, what are the 5 dysfunctions and also what is the team lifecycle. To begin, we're going to explain our mission statement. Overall, we're going to introduce here the 5 dysfunctions of a team as well as the ideal life cycle of a team, and also explain a little bit more in detail of what makes a great team and also a group setting environment of a team in order for a company to progress and to grow. So, we're going to begin at the first one here, designing teams, and this one focuses on different aspects as far as shared vision, which is building team success through shared ideas, task orientation, which is leading an organized workflow, staying organized within agendas, open communication, which is super important, focusing on strong work ethics, and open communication is super important. The very before last and not least, but here, support for innovation, building new ideas together. And then we have interaction frequency, also very important, creating comfort and unity through team building. So this means always coming across with your team leaders and also your management, and crisscross information is key here in designing your team. To fall in a little bit more in depth here, what are the threats to team collaboration? So loss in team flexibility, rearranging as needed, communication barriers within the team, drifting from core agendas. This is also a very important one. We tend to drift away from the core agenda of a task at work. So possible damage to branding and marketing, lack of group collaboration and team advancement, it's a huge one, having the mentality that working alone gets the work done. These are all threats to team collaboration. Conclusion, without an elaborate team design, there is no team flow and the team collapses. So it is crucial for the company to design an effective and strong working team for company growth. So very important here as to why we want to implement these things into our company. The next one is one of the core things in our informative video here, conflict resolution. This one focuses on managing conflict with them. That is by staying patient as solutions are found. This helps also by anticipating resolutions with the team, gathering ideas of solutions. And secondly, compromising by weighing out the issues and adapt to changes. Very important. Third, negotiate a solution. So separate people from the problem, separate your peers from the issues so that we can focus, number 4, on the interest of the team member, each of us. So that way, and number 5, we can invent options for mutual gain and that we all are in a win-win situation, which is the ultimate goal. Later on, we want to stress the fact of cohesion. This is team building, unity, very important in every team setting, in every group, even at home. So here it explains that it helps the team build trust with one another, giving us team identity, right, is strengthened and allowing for fellowship. So, having also the opportunity to have fun while at work through fellowship is super important. Games and communication, peer-to-peer activities, or just here and there talks about our lives helps us to connect, and that is super, can't stress enough. Building competition creates team momentum, and it's not competition in a negative way. This is in a way that is super positive, and it creates opportunity for growth. So this is where the competition comes in and momentum comes in, creating opportunity. So that's the main goal. Following along here, we understand this through Tuckman's group development stages, where why is this method important? So this is important because in 4 stages here, we begin by forming, where new individuals look to leaders for guidance, right? We all go to our leader for guidance to start. Then we storm. So the ideas compete for purpose and voice. Then we look for norming. Third is where mission is defined and cliques are formed, right? Groups are made, ideas are gathered, and then we perform. So performing collaboration serves the common goal. That is the ultimate goal here. So the next one ties in with the last one we just spoke about, but this one is more in the focus of emotional intelligence. And this is a very modern term that has been coming up around lately. And these are the signs of low emotional intelligence. And what we mean by those is, starting at number 1, is where we feel overwhelmed by emotions throughout our working day. So the second would be behaviors of highly judgmental talk of others. That's also one low emotional intelligence quality. Number 3, we can see where people hold grudges for a long time. Number 4, they get upset easily, might feel misunderstood, or might have difficulty in accepting feedback. That's a huge one, because we all need to accept feedback in order to grow. So if you have difficulty in accepting feedback, then that is a setback. So we suggest that in order to take action on here, we all need a little help here and there in regards to uncontrollable circumstances in all of our lives. So I suggest, as a team leader here, that counseling to maintain emotional health is important and is readily available for everyone in our community. There is emotional intelligence workshops that we can go to, and this maintains team flexibility. If we need help on days that we are down, then another peer can step up and help us on that day. So this allows for a strong team commitment regardless of life circumstances, and that's what we want to get to, bottom line. That way we can also trust each other in that sense, and always maintain a positive work ethic at work regardless of our personal lives. So of course, keeping those in consideration as well is what all around keeps us in a happy mental state, and that is very important. So following along here on number 3, team assessments. Now, team assessments is something that not many people want to talk about. So here we're going to talk about it because it is an important part of what makes us who we are, right? So the assessment, a team assessment, is an assessment, a test with questions about how someone might behave, feel, or think. 3 important parts in getting to know someone and in a particular situation, right? So this helps the individual find their personality type, and also helps us understand their personality type to fit them in the right position at work. So again, the personality test is very important because it does help the company place the team member accordingly to fit the needs of the company, and also allowing for coworkers to know each other better, as well as for the coworker to feel content at their job and enjoying their job title as well. All implementing all around in their life career goals. So this is something to consider as well. The pros and cons of these tests is that it helps understand employees' thoughts process. It can show areas for growth, like we all have them. Helps create better communication. It shows how employees prefer to interact and work, which we like to accommodate those as a common ground. And it can reveal motivators and aspirations. The negative part of it is that it can offend employees, and that's totally understandable, because some tests are not quite accurate at questioning. They can be cheated, and some profiles might be too broad. It could put someone in a box of schemas and ideas. So that's not something we want to do here. So that's just something to consider when taking these tests, right? We want to make sure that we understand that part as well. So the benefits of the assessment, so we do want to stress out that it helps to better place employees, which is number one. Accommodates the employee in role clarity, right? According to what their profession, then their titles will be totally clear to fit those needs, and it gives the opportunity for the employee to be placed in the department that they enjoy, of course. Following along, it creates union and fellowship within the team, right? If we're happy, we're all wanting to fellowship and group together and have fun together at work, but as well getting the work done. Then, last but not least, I fully encourage the use of these tests. Let's see here. Also, where can I find one? So I suggest that you follow this website here at 16personalities.com. It's a great tool and also a pretty detailed tool where you can find your personality and understand how you work as far as a leader or as an employee. It gives you a very detailed information to kind of broaden your ideas of what your personality looks like. I've taken one myself. I loved it, and it really did give me insight on the things that I love to do at work and how I like to work. And it kind of guided me also on ways to implement those my strengths into my job title. So I suggest that everyone does and take in consideration these tests and implement these in their team building strategies in order to create strong teams. These are the benefits. So following along into decision making, this is a core idea here. Decision making, we like to go ahead and begin with the idea of groupthink. So what is groupthink? This is very important to understand because we all do it. The psychological phenomenon of thinking irrationally by the desire of maintaining harmony or conformity within the group. So it's basically like just kind of going by peer pressure. Whatever people think, that's what we do when we know that we want to do something else. Very important, and it's good to know because we also want to maintain our grounds and our creativity and ideas, which make us our individual selves. So following with this, we can see here where the common mistakes are when decision making. So as we spoke, peer pressure, people pleasing, isolation from the team, and not staying within the common goal, jumping around to different ideas, not taking the time to make a rational decision. So being patient and really looking at your pros and cons before making a decision, rational decision here. The decision-making model follows here with 6 points, and the first one is it's to define your goal and be clear. So to begin guiding, we have to make sure that we know what we want. So establishing the criteria of budget cuts or new employees, what is it that the company needs? Those are the things that we would like to focus on in order to implement them. Then into number 3, choose good options or alternatives. What is the focus? What can we do to make this happen? Then we analyze and identify the pros and cons by removing the obstacles, or sometimes, unfortunately, we have hindering employees, then that has to also be taken care of, right? If it is hindering the rest of the company. Then decide the most logical option, following along with the evaluation of the effects and the results by concluding, right? And that is how you make a decision. Then why do we want to make these changes, or why do we want to focus on these particularly? So we came up with the idea that it is for better performance. Evidently, as you can see here, for better team performance and for team leadership advancement, to where positive and productive work environments are implemented. And this goes hand in hand with an organized work schedule, right? role clarity for elaborate task management, and a smooth work-life balance, which we all need and we deserve